What's going on, people? It's your boy Tops back again, live for another Tops in the Morning show. And yes, some breaking news. Tomiyasu has left the club with immediate effect, man. After you just woke up to the news, man. Big up everyone tuning in, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, Tomiyasu by Charles Watts. He says also I've come to an agreement with Taki. Oh, sorry, I just woke up, man. I'll say Tomiyasu, man. Tomiyasu over an early contract termination. The defender who has not played since October 2024 underwent knee surgery in February, which was due to keep him out of action for around of the turn of the year, so for a year. But with Tomiyasu's current deal with the Gunners due to expire next month, discussions have been taking place over early termination, and a mutual agreement has been reached with an announcement over the Japanese international expected soon. So yeah, Tomiyasu has officially left the club. Now for me, I just thought that again, the club would be obviously having a hard time to shift him. I think unanimously, last season was the last kind of straw in terms of having Tomiyasu at the club, because again, even though it's been very unlucky with injuries, and of course he doesn't want to get injured himself. Again, you're paying him a lot of money, and the problem with Tomiyasu is he's a person that has got a lot of versatility and is a lot of like backup options. It's their position in reserve. So when you need a backup left back, it would be him. I don't think we would be even looking at a left back, which we currently are again, if Tomiyasu was like fit, because he will be someone that can slot in there and play there. Same with the right back situation as well. He can cover at centre back, but he's just never available, and he misses a plethora of time out. Like, it wouldn't be too bad if he missed like 3 weeks here, 3 weeks there. He misses like 6, 7, 8 months at a time out, like whole seasons, half a seasons. Like, he just misses out, which is a long time, man. And again, you can't really gain any kind of trust or rhythm when you're obviously injured for that long and for that many times. Again, I think he had a major injury or a long-term injury every single year, being at the club from 2021, bro, and 2025 now, and he was injured every single year for a period of time, especially the times where we needed him. Like, I think the first year he got injured towards the end of the season, and yeah, he didn't come again. We had to play Cedric, and then obviously the second year, he was fit at the start. He got injured in the middle and missed the majority. And then the year that obviously we finished 2 points behind City, he got injured for the majority of the whole year, and then came back towards the end and played like the last 7 or 8, 9 games. And then last year he literally played 5 minutes. That was it. 5 minutes the whole season, bro. So yeah, man. Yeah, not great. But again, obviously, for me personally, I wish him well. Obviously, again, he's going to now recover on his own. And I feel like, again, it might be even better for him that he's left Arsenal earlier, for the simple fact that there's no actual rush now for him to rush his recovery, because he's thinking, if I know that obviously I've been out for a long time, they want me back, they want me to help the team, I'm going to be trying to help the team. So I think that's what happened last time, to be fair. I think he just rushed his recovery back. I think he wasn't ready. I think they might have misdiagnosed him as well, because I think at the time it was seen to be like not a very serious kind of knee injury, what he did in this time July, I think it was, when he originally did it just before pre-season. He missed pre-season before. Arteta did say, oh yeah, it looked like he's going to miss a few weeks, but then we always know, that was every time Arteta used to say he's going to miss a few weeks for Jesus, Partey, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, all of these guys, they're missing months out, bro. That was like his go-to line. A few weeks, that's so vague. Weeks can turn into months, obviously. So yeah, but yeah, obviously Tomiyasu was the same. I don't think he came back until October, like the article said, and played 5 minutes, and then yeah, was out for the rest of the season. But they waited until February to do knee surgery on him, which is obviously, again, wasn't ideal. I feel like if they would have just got the surgery done in October, then potentially he could have been back maybe for the start of the season. So, but yeah, man, I think overall, I think it's the right decision, if I'm being honest, man, because at the same time, it's like, how many times can you obviously give a guy chances, man, to be fair. And like I said, it's not his fault. He obviously is getting injured, but yeah, we're paying him to do a job, and obviously he can't fulfill it. So yeah, you're just going to get someone else in who's obviously not as injury prone. So Tomiyasu signed for Arsenal from Bologna for just under £20 million in 2021, and that's £20 million obviously we've lost again in terms of not being able to get any kind of money from, because we've just terminated the contract. I thought potentially we might be able to sell him for a small fee to like a Saudi club, but But yeah, man, we've just terminated it. But yeah, listen, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I said Tomiyasu has needed to be moved on for a minute now. So when the club do it, I'm not going to be sitting there moaning now we didn't get any money for it. I knew, particularly with his injury record, it's going to be very difficult to obviously get money for him. But again, that's £100,000 a week off the wage bill. So because he got a new contract while he was injured, innit? So yeah, man. At least that's obviously a positive note anyway. So yeah, big up everyone tuning in, man. Big up Waffle Don, my bro. Hope you're good. Big up, man. Tommy has to go, man. Yeah, 100%, bro. I think it was unanimously thought across the whole fan base that yeah, his time was up in terms of he's just a player that was just never reliable, innit? And the thing is, I rate him, innit? I think he's a good player. Like he came in, did a job at left back. I remember where he kept them Salah quiet when we beat them 3-2 Liverpool a couple of seasons ago at the Emirates. Before he played very, very well there. And even in the run when obviously we were beating teams 5-0, 6-0. Getting a lot of clean sheets. He was actually the left back. He played left back and actually did pretty well to it there, to be fair. So yeah, he was someone that was versatile and that was decent in terms of his ability, but he just wasn't like reliable in terms of obviously his injuries and stuff. It said the versatile defender made an immediate impact and was hugely popular figure at the club due to his consistent performances, across the back four. But Tomiyasu struggled with injuries throughout his time in North London. I made just one substitute appearance in all competitions last season, coming off the bench for the last just 6 minutes against Southampton in October, and that was it. When asked in February what Arsenal could do to support Tomiyasu following his knee surgery, Arteta said that's what we have to try, and we have to try and do it, and we are consistently trying to do it. But being a foreign person, you don't have your family here, no relatives, you're on your own, and you are the sidelines for many, many months. So I was just talking about maybe the mental side of obviously him being injured for ages, which obviously is difficult, definitely. I'm not going to downplay that because, again, being injured for a long period of time is not nice, 100%. And yeah, you do have some thoughts where you're depressed and down and you really want to be back on the pitch, but you can't. So I definitely can empathize with him in that regards in terms of him not actually wanting to be injured, obviously. But yeah, it's just his body just failed him, unfortunately, man, during this time. And maybe it's just too high intense, the Premier League. Maybe he needs to go to a slower league that can obviously his body can then be very more endurable to the physical demands, man. But yeah, big up everyone tuning in, man. Big up man Mayhem says this is all my profile picks to the 10th. Big yourself up. Obviously Liverpool retired the 20. Yeah, 100%, man. Big yourself up as every single time, bro. Big up Paris, big up Tots, big up yourself, my guy. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. But yeah, just obviously going through the Tomiyasu news, just breaking, I think about an hour ago. That he's actually left Arsenal already. So yeah, especially for him, his life, his football, when you understand what what that does during the day, just as preparation for the next day and be in the best possible condition, and when injuries are denying you that ability to play and fulfill the purpose that you have in your career, is very, very tough. Hopefully that we are all here and we've been trying to help him, but it's tough and he needs to go through a lot of moments because I've been here where it's a lonely. Yeah, it definitely is a lonely process when you're recovering from an injury. I can definitely obviously sympathize with him there, man. But yeah, obviously breaking news, Tomiyasu has officially left Arsenal. I suppose they're going to be doing an official announcement maybe today or probably next week. They'll probably officially announce that he's left on a mutual agreement kind of thing. So yeah, that does free up the wages. And that now makes sense why we're after apparently multiple defenders. Even if we get Mascara over the line, apparently we do want a cover or a backup or a replacement for Zinchenko. And I assume that Mascara is going to be the backup for Tomiyasu. Or the replacement for Tomiyasu. So yeah, it makes sense, man. It does make sense, man. Big up the chat, man. Make sure you guys smash the like buttons on the video and subscribe to the channel, man, if you've not already. But yeah, Big up Mayhem says, I'm sick. Hopefully you recover, bro. Hopefully you're well on a Friday as well. It's tough times for sure. But yeah, hopefully you're good, my friend. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of movement in terms of obviously Sam Macabell dropping an article based off Arsenal saying how is Arsenal's attack refresh shaping up. So just talking about obviously what he's found out, what he thinks about the particular striker situation. It says this promised to be a summer that would inject an attacking flair into the Arsenal squad. So far, however, it's yielded the arrival of goalkeeper Kepa, concrete moves for deep line midfielder Zubamendi and Christian Norgard, and talks over signing centre back Christian Mascara from Valencia. That's not to say the club's executive team, led by sporting director Andre Berta, haven't been trying to sign attacking players, and the process is now accelerating. First on the agenda, the centre forward, Arsenal so clearly crave, and the club are also working on signing up to 2 attacking midfielders. So again, the wording is kind of fugazi. Now, is attacking midfielders wingers? Is attacking midfielders wide forwards? Is attacking midfielders like attacking midfielders. So number 10s, I'm not too sure. That's very vague. And it says up to. So that means that it's not definite that we're going to sign 2. So again, a lot of people are saying different things. Ornstein said we're looking to sign 3. And then obviously Ben Jacobs said we're looking to sign, we're looking in 4 positions in terms of we're looking at left winger, right winger, attacking midfielder, and a striker. So, yeah, man, a few different things that people are saying, obviously. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out. Which forwards are Arsenal looking at? It is our understanding Arsenal came into the summer with 2 primary striker targets, Leipzig, SESKO, and Sporting Lisbon's Victor Gyökeres. Well, there was a third, but the chances of securing Isak from Newcastle were deemed largely unrealistic. Yeah, I mean, if he goes anywhere, I think it's going to be Liverpool. I know Arsenal fans say we need to put a bid in, but again, I feel like even if we did put a bid in for Newcastle, I don't think we'd pay the money that they want anyway. And I think, again, even if we ended up getting Isak, then that would be it for the next couple of windows, or at least for this window. I don't think you get in an SA. I don't think you get in a left winger on top of that. So I think that would be our business done. So yeah, man, it's one of those ones where if you'd rather just 1 player or 3, for me, I'd rather just take the 3, even though I rate Isak highly. I feel like, again, we need to strengthen and have more options in different positions personally. But that's just obviously my personal opinion. But yeah, man, man said hurry up for the Madueke thing and sign Madueke so you can get Kudus in it. Oh, my days. It does look like it's hotting up, to be honest with you, which isn't ideal, man. I can't lie. Like, it isn't ideal. So yeah, but I'll obviously get back to that in a minute. But yeah, it's just obviously on about the striking situation. It says BBC Sport, the move for the obviously international SESKO has substantial backing from key figures at the Emirates, including Arteta. BBC Sport has also learned the player's agent was invited. Elvis was invited to Arsenal's final home game of the season, which was against Newcastle as a guest of the club. But the deal to sign SESKO has proved difficult. Sources have indicated that there is still no agreement between the 22-year-old and Arsenal, let alone the 2 clubs. So yeah, maybe the things about obviously again him wanting to sign for X amount of money, I think it was like over 200 grand a week, and stuff like that was definitely true then. Because again, I thought we had an agreement with him already. So yeah, man, that seems like it's going to be difficult to do at this moment in time, considering Leipzig want top dollar, and then we've not even agreed personal terms with SESKO. So yeah, that's crazy. Part of that comes down to the changes towards the top of the club in recent months. Okay, with the interest, with the goodness of interest in SESKO well established. Is obviously understood. Elvis is understood to have developed a strong relationship with the former directors Edu and Jason Otto. But with both gone and Burton now leading negotiations, those nurtured relationships are no longer relevant. Okay, so that makes a bit more sense why obviously last year it seemed like we were more poised to sign him either obviously last summer or this summer, whereas now it feels like, again, the Gyökeres kind of talks have just come out of nowhere, and it's more steering towards that direction in the last 24 to 48 hours, isn't it? But yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, both of our sporting directors are gone, so we've got a new one, man. That's what actually happens, isn't it? It's like it's literally about relationships and links and contacts and that, and considering if you get certain players or whatnot, whether it's agents or particular players or other sporting directors or whatnot. So yeah, it's crazy. There has been indications in recent days that Arsenal have focused attention on their other targets. The impasse with SESKO could, of course, be a strategic play from the Gunners to see if he will accept what to them would be a favorable terms. So maybe they're saying, okay, if you don't sign or if you don't obviously come with us, we're just going to get someone else, hoping that they basically cause their bluff in it and they're like kind of cave in. But again, I feel like at this stage, it's pretty early in the window, like for them. Obviously, it doesn't end until September, so it's like, are they really going to be doing this at this time? Are you going to be waiting a long time if that's literally your plan? So I don't know, man. I feel like more time, they're probably just going to look at other people, like generally in it. And if they come around in that period of time before they decide, then cool. If they don't, then they'll just get another person. So yeah, man. But yeah, for me, like I said, bro, if he's not willing to obviously come on the terms that you're happy with, and you don't want to pay 100 million euros, how much it ever it is, which I don't think we should be paying, man. That's well overpay. Even though, again, I'm not seeing too much of him. I can tell he's not worth that much. You know what I mean? So yeah. And again, you need the money for other positions too. So yeah, significantly, the signing of the Swedish international is understood to be Bert's back in. That makes sense. The only time I've seen Ornstein talk about obviously Gyökeres is when Bert literally came in charge. I think this was in like March, and that's when he said, "Oh, he's come across as one of our main targets for the striker position." And yeah, Gyökeres was not a strong target for Arsenal prior to Bert's arrival earlier this year, but he believes the 27-year-old could make an instant impact. So that's literally Bert then. And the striker who's at odds with Sporting over his valuation is understood to be very keen to join Arsenal. Should Arsenal sign SESKO Gyökeres, is likely to cost them in excess of £70 million. So yeah, it's going to cost a decent amount of money, bro. For me, like I said, I've always said I'd rather sign Gyökeres over SESKO for that kind of money, considering there'll be more expectation and less kind of excuses when he comes in terms of scoring goals. Whether he does or not, like I said, I think it's a toss-up between the two. I'm not seeing too much of both of them, more in the Champions League than their own leagues, if I'm being honest. And again, both of them are a risk in it. None of them are going to be sure bankers, if we're being honest. You just have to wait and see what they do in the league, because neither of them have played in the Premier League before. But again, I'd rather go with a guy that scored a lot of goals somewhere than the one that hasn't. So, yeah, that's just my opinion, though. But yeah, Aston Villa forward Ollie Watkins, who Arsenal tried in January, would be a cheaper option, allowing them to spend more elsewhere. Why do I feel like this is going to be the guy we're going to get? After all this kind of messing about with these two, it just feels like this is going to be the guy we're just going to spend the money on and just buying it. But yeah, we'll see, man. The 29-year-old is open to join Arsenal, the club he's supporting as a boy, and it's understood that he and Gyökeres are the two players that have they've explored moves for in recent days. So they're the guys that obviously we're after. It's crazy. It's mad. Big up the chat, man. It says I need Kudus in the squad for the semi-final. Bro, Kudus is only 24. Manawaki's 24. Jesus. This is what I'm saying, man. Manawaki's not some young buck, bro. He's the same age as Saka, man. What the hell? Yeah, crazy. Run me the upgrade. Big up, Finn. Good morning, bro. It's my birthday today. Oh, happy birthday, brother. I hope you're well. I'm 16. Can give me some love for this year. Oh, best of luck, my bro. Obviously, enjoy the time you've got, man. Enjoy the years ahead of you, because yeah, these are some of your the greatest years, man. Obviously, going into adulthood and whatnot. So yeah, big up yourself. You have to let me know if you've got any plans and whatnot. And yeah, hopefully you have a good day, man. Birthday on a Friday, just for the weekend. So hopefully you got something planned either tonight or obviously at the weekend, spending time with loved ones and that. But yeah, big up yourself. Big up for being in the chat on your birthday as well. Appreciate you, man. And yeah, hopefully you have a good day, brother. Hopefully you have a good day. Happy birthday, Finn. The world is yours, blood. Go get it. Yeah, 100% agree with Carlos with that, man. Good to see you. Obviously, you're having a good day on your birthday. Hopefully, it's a good day for you as well in terms of weather-wise. So, yeah, man, have a good day, man. Big up Finn. He says, but I'm still sad after yesterday's tragic loss. Rest in peace, Diego Jota. 100%, man. We will never, ever walk alone. Fly high, Diego. Obviously, Liverpool fan as well. So, yeah, big up yourself, man. And 100%, man. It's definitely still sad times around in the football community, man. And, again, a very sad loss, man. Because, again, I did see a lot of, obviously, like tributes and montages and stuff of him, like of some of his goals. Some of his goals were wicked, you know. Like you're forgetting it, obviously, after him being at Liverpool for 5 years, and even the goals he scored at Wolves, man. Some of the twists and turns and stuff like that, man. Fantastic player. So yeah, man. Obviously, commiserations go out to his friends and family for sure. But yeah, it's one of those ones, man. Big up Waffle. It says Waffle Don says sell or keep Martinelli. For me personally, I'm not one of these guys that definitely wants to keep one or the other over Trossard or Martinelli. I don't mind. You can sell either, if I'm being honest, man. But it makes more sense to sell Martinelli considering the price that you can potentially get for him. So, yeah, man, I'm up for it. As long as we get a new, fresh winger, because, again, we need to revamp that front line. And that's the main thing, brother. But, yeah, you have to let me know if you want to sell him or if you particularly want to keep him, because I know some Arsenal fans want to keep him in particular and sell Trossard because he's older, he's not as quick. His contract's running down quicker as well, which makes sense, to be fair. But again, you probably get more money for Martinelli. So I think there's pros and cons for selling both, obviously, considering what you want to do going forward. So yeah, obviously, which wingers are Arsenal looking at? Says Sammy Macabell. It says how Arsenal search for the striker concludes, or how much they will pay will impact their strength in creative areas. There is genuine interest in Real Madrid winger Rodrigo, with the belief he could be a game-changer addition to the Arsenal team, expected to mount a sustained challenge for the Premier League title. But whether such a transfer is realistic this summer remains to be seen. There has been no public confirmation that Rodrigo is open to leaving Real Madrid, though it has been suggested by BBC Sport by well-placed sources that the Spanish side would be willing to listen to offers. If the 24-year-old, again, he's 24 as well. It's crazy. All these guys are the same age. Rodrigo, Saka, Kudus, Madueke, all 24. And look at the different levels between all four of them in terms of actual growth, quality, ability, etc., man. So yeah, if 24-year-old was available, he would cost at least £70 million, which after spending on a striker may be too much. It's also understood that there are some reservations about whether he could adapt to the physicality of the English Premier League. Obviously, again, when you sign in a foreign player, that's always going to be the case. And even you've got that with Zubimendi, like, is he going to be able to adapt to the physicality of the Premier League? You don't know until obviously he starts playing in it, and it might take him some time. It might not take him any time. Who knows, man? We just have to wait and see if he can. But yeah, man. But for me, 70 mil. Again, when you look at the prices, we're gonna obviously look on the Elanga deal going forward. I think that he's going to be going for 55 to 60 mil. I think 70 is all right, man, to be honest with you. But yeah, he would also be expected to be one of the highest paid players at the club. With all that in mind, Berta is considering other options. Newcastle winger Anthony Gordon has admirers at Arsenal who considered a move for the 24-year-old into international last summer. But it would take a huge fee for Newcastle to even consider selling Gordon, given his importance to the team. Yeah, there's no point going down that road, man. They're not going to sell one of their first team players after reaching the Champions League. This is why I feel like it's going to be difficult to get Isak, just because he's got 3 years left. Maybe next year you might be able to sway them, because again, they're probably going to be knocking on his door saying, are you going to sign a new contract or not? Because you're going into your final 2 years. We need to know, because again, we can't allow you to get into 1 year, because then you're just going to leave on a free in it. So yeah, man, I think next year is probably more realistic for Isak, I think. And considering he's got 3 years left, I think Newcastle will be a bit more comfortable this year not to sell. And I don't think Isak's going to be pushing for a move personally, considering in the Champions League just won a cup. So yeah, but we'll see, man. But yeah, the Gordon thing I think is a non-starter, if I'm being honest, man. I think he's just going to stay at Newcastle for sure. Crystal Palace's Eze is also on the list of targets. The England international 27 has a release clause of 60 plus £8 million in potential add-ons on his contract with 2 years left to run. So yeah, he's got 2 years left. This is probably why they're a bit more open to selling him, because again, they're seeing what's happened with Gay. He obviously had 2 years left last year. They rejected £65 million for him. He didn't sign a new deal. He's only got 1 year left now, and now they're kind of scrambling, trying to get buyers. Maybe Liverpool are going to be interested, and they're still trying to get close to that 60. But I think obviously teams are like, well, no, we can just wait for a year, and we just can get him for free. So are you going to be taking 35, 40 mil, which is obviously significantly less than he was getting, or Crystal Palace were going to get last year. So yeah, I think again they're kind of probably going to be open to selling him, just so they can get some money in for him, and again re-strengthen the team. It says Palace representation have, according to reports and sources, have been made aware of Arsenal's interest, who is open to the move. Sources insist Palace will demand the full release clause should any club formalise their interest, but whether that stance softens towards the end of the window remains to be seen. So yeah, is that another one that is going to be a thing where you have to wait towards the end? I don't know, man. I think Arsenal are not in a position personally to be waiting to the end of the window to get an attackers, bro, because I feel like the fans are going to be not happy with that, if I'm being honest, bro, especially if you've not got a striker as well. It's like, bro, this is literally the area we need to strengthen, and you can't be waiting to the last minute to try and get some cheaper deals, cheaper options, save a couple of mil here, a couple of mil there. Nah, you just got to get the players in, bro. It's more important to get the players in before pre-season, before the start of the season, especially with the start we've got. Do you know what I mean? Like, again, Man United away, Leeds at home, Liverpool away, some difficult away games. We've got Newcastle away in there. We've got Man City at home. So we've got some difficult games in there. So, yeah, for me, you got to just strike while the iron's hot, man. It also says Chelsea's winger, Noni Madueke, is another player also have considered, particularly given his versatility, but a move for the 23-year-old does not have universal backing at the club. Nor should it, bro. Nor should it. What are we doing here? But yeah, who might Arsenal sell this summer? BBC Sport understands Arsenal will look to sell one of their more established first-team players inside 12 months. Here we go. Winger Gabriel Martinelli has extensively been linked with a move away this summer, and it's understood that nothing is obviously that's something that the club isn't ruling out. Defender William Saliba is a long-term target for Real Madrid, but also are trying to extend the French international's contract. So yeah, that's another one you got to keep an eye on. Saliba's only got 2 years left. Saka's only got 2 years left. We need to try and get that patterned up and ironed up ASAP, man, before he ends up going on a free as well, because he will. So yeah, man, if Arsenal do sign a new centre-back, Kivior could be deemed service to requirements, and Zinchenko is available. Yeah, I'm not sure about Kivior in terms of him leaving. I feel like potentially he might stay and be that backup cover for Gabriel if he's obviously happy to do that. But yeah, with Zinchenko leaving, I feel like we're going to probably get another versatile fullback, centre-back kind of hybrid kind of thing. If he does end up going, which I think he will. I think we'll just try and get him off the wage bill and try and get like a younger version or a younger kind of player that can play in defence, innit? However, Kai Havertz's role evolves in the next 12 months after the introduction of a new centre forward. Will be making interesting viewing too. There's said to be understood that there's several clubs that are keeping a close eye on the German in case his situation evolves heading into next summer with having 2 years left and being the highest earner at the club. So yeah, could be a Havertz thing out the door, rude boy, which I won't be against, man. I won't be against. We got Waffle. He says apparently Trossard got a new agent. Don't know what that means. Yeah, I did see that. I think Fabrizio tweeted that last night. So I don't know if that's to obviously get a new contract sorted, or if it's the fact that again he wants better like contract terms in terms of how many how much money people are paying him. Because again, I don't know whether obviously his contract obviously talks with Arsenal is about the length or about the money or both. I'm not too sure. We've had different reports considering he just wants a pay uprise, but he's not too bothered about the contract length. And others are saying he wants both. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see with that one, bro. But again, I feel like we're gonna keep one of them and sell one of them. I'm not too sure which one it is yet. The potential that Trossard could be sold still to again Saudi clubs were after him as well. Obviously in January and last summer as well. So again, I think either one could go to Saudi. And you think, look at the ages, you think Trossard's probably more suited to go there, going into his obviously 30s. Martinelli's a bit younger, but then Martinelli again is obviously going to be costing more for a Saudi team. So I think it just depends on how they want to drop it, to be fair. But yeah, man, Carlos says, hate to say it, but after recent events in Liverpool, we will go all in. We should, Liverpool, sorry. Hate to say it, but after the recent events, Liverpool will go all in for Isak now or Osimhen. I do feel, to be fair, bro, I feel like they were going to get a striker anyway. I didn't know which one, though, to be honest with you, because I think Nunez is going to go anyway, regardless. Now, I think beforehand, there was a possibility that maybe Diaz could go, but I think that's definitely squashed now. That's not going to happen. Obviously, it is sad news about obviously Jota passing away. But again, it looks like in terms of that striking department, they're going to have to try and get someone in maybe of a top level and standard, or get more than one player in. Maybe they sell Nunez and get two strikers in. Do you know what I mean? One of a smaller level, maybe a younger striker, and then like a top one. So, but I do think they're going to be very active in that attacking department, of course. Because again, not even in terms of like obviously physically, because Jota's not going to be here, but even in terms of like, you don't know how players are going to react like mentally in it. Just like in terms of losing the teammate. I seen Konate did like a nice tribute of him, and obviously Jota laughing and joking the time he's at Liverpool, saying he's one of his closest friends here. So yeah, man, listen, you just don't know how it's going to affect people. It's a rare, obviously, situation. A teammate literally passing away while you're playing with them in their like prime years as well. Like, it's kind of crazy. So it's just what you're in, like obviously uncharted territory in terms of how players are going to react to it. So you have to wait and see. But in terms of Liverpool, I do think they're going to be active for a striker. I feel like, I think for me, I think they're just trying to get Nunez out the door to make definitely space for one. But obviously with Jota now passing away, I don't know, that might even hold to them kind of deals. Maybe they keep Nunez and get striker on top of him because they're thinking, okay, we don't really want two new strikers in. Now, obviously, Jota's passed away, which is unfortunate, man. But we'll have to obviously keep an eye on this space. But yeah, Osimhen seems like it's going to be one, maybe obviously later on in the window, where again, he wants to obviously move to another club because Napoli not going to want to keep him, where you might see all the teams come alive because then it's still early July. But yeah, Big Up Waffle says, I agree more. Isak though. Yeah, it depends if they can get Isak out. And again, you got to think Newcastle are going to need a replacement for Isak. Who's that going to be? Are they going to be waiting for a Gyökeres, or are they going to be waiting for an Osimhen? Like, they're going to have to replace him like adequately as well because they're in the Champions League. There's no way they're letting Isak go and they're going to have Callum Wilson, for example, being their number one striker. Do you know what I mean? So I think even with the Isak thing, there's a lot of domino effects in place where even if there's a hint that they could even possibly sell, they're going to have to try and line up a replacement for him ASAP Rocky, man. So yeah, Big Up Paris says, highs are coming in for Costa, another Arteta friend in his coaching staff. Yeah, obviously they played obviously at PSG together. So we have to wait and see, man. Hopefully it's not a brethren thing. And he obviously sticks it on him when he needs to. And obviously they can actually work together as a team, man. And he can actually question his decisions as a substitution, team selections, etc. That's what you want, really. But yeah, we'll see how he does it. Obviously, Man United kind of legend. Is he legend, icon, or whatever? But yeah, man. Big up Godfrey, man. Big up, bro. Big up Tops. You good? I'm all good, brother. I hope you're well, man. Big up the legend Abs. Big up, obviously, everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button. But yeah, Havertz is leaving for free, blow with a laughing emoji. Nah, you know what? 2 years left, bro. You got to cash in, man. And I said this as well. If we get a striker in the top one, if we get a Gyökeres, it's the beginning of the end, fam. Like, people just that like Havertz just have to get with it, innit? Because we're not keeping this guy. One, he ain't staying on the bench. And two, we're definitely not keeping him long-term on the bench on 300 grand, bro. That ain't happening, fam. So, yeah, he's going to be shipped out, bro. So, this is why I want Gyökeres even more, fam. Because it's like, brother, we need to sort out that wage bill, bro. Because 300 grand for him is a criminal, man. He can't be on more than Saka. I'm sorry. He can't run. Like, will you ever authorize that, man? Probably Edu. Yeah, man. That's a red card. I'll be real. I'll be so real. But yeah, man. Big up, obviously, everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Big up Waffle, guys. And my guy, of course. That Jota crash photos, by the way, looked unreal. Some speed. They were going like, yeah, bro. I seen it. I don't know if you've seen the video. Obviously, the flames, man. It was crazy, bro. Like, unreal, man. And yeah, the aftermath of the vehicle, bro. Like, insane. Literally unrecognizable, man. So yeah, man, unfortunately, them things are fatal, bro. Any kind of crashes. And I think it feels like with those Lamborghinis, bro, they're just not like durable for them kind of impact crashes, obviously, because it's more of a sports car. But bro, you just feel like when you crash one of those, man, they just instantly, because Reyes was the same when I think he hit into the tree, straight in flames, straight away. I think it was similar with Paul Walker, who crashed into something as well. His thing, he was another sports car straight away in flames. Like, they're not durable like that. So if you lose control and hit something, it's like when you're flying, like in GTA, like a helicopter, and you just crash and bro, it's just not durable like that, man. So yeah, man, he was some speed, bro. And the thing is as well, like we're obviously thinking about or reading more about the article and the information is that he was only going to get that ferry with his brother because again he was advised not to get the plane. So just a little bit of decision makers, and he only went at night because apparently obviously he was going to be cooler than going in the day. So all these little things, man, where if you just made another decision of not going at a particular time or obviously taking the plane anyway, or, do you know what I mean? Just little things, and he'd probably still be alive, unfortunately. But yeah, man, it's just life. It's just so precious. And it's literally like Final Destination. Like any wrong or right decision can obviously alternate what happens in the rest of your life. It's crazy how it works, man. But obviously, thoughts and prayers go out to his family every single time for sure. It said, yeah, when you deep Man United lost last close to a full squad. Can't imagine the pain. Yeah, man, I know, man. It's crazy, man. Sorry, I get what you're saying now. When you deep it, man, United lost close to a full squad. Can't imagine the pain. Yeah, bro, that obviously disaster's crazy, man. To get and the thing is, bro, that's what obviously the team that won the European Cup. If I'm mistaken, if I'm wrong, yeah, I think it was the team that won the European Cup. So it's like a top team as well. And to lose all of those kind of like fresh kind of plays is crazy at one time, man, for sure. But yeah, man, big up Paris, who said they'll work as a team to get us from top 4 tops. Yeah, well, yeah, it's looking like that in a minute, bro. I can't lie. Like, we are definitely 3rd or 4th favorites to challenge for the Premier or win the Premier League for sure at the minute with our current squad. Because again, we've just not improved it. It's just the same man. And it's funny. I was reading that article obviously yesterday. We've actually lost play. Like, obviously, even though people don't rate Sterling and Neto, in terms of numbers wise, we've actually lost like players. We're actually got and now Tomiyasu as well. Like, we've actually got less bodies than we did before. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Big up TA, man. It says, big up Tops. Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. Hope you're going good. Big up Waffle. It says, Mikel Antonio. Yeah, man. Prayers to him as well, man. Obviously, again, I look at the state of his car when he crashed into I think it was a tree as well, man. He was very lucky to survive. Thank God he did, man. But I'm glad he's obviously playing football again and he's recovered. Obviously, I've seen his rehab photos. I know firsthand how it is with the rehab thing. It's very, very drooling and obviously grueling and mentally, physically and whatnot. So big himself up every single time. And I'm happy to see him back on the pitch, man, because I know how hard he would have had to work to get himself back into a physical state to be able to do the things he was doing before, especially in such a quick time after breaking his leg. So, yeah, big up to him every single time, man. And hopefully he can go on and still have a good career because, again, there was worries that he might have to retire. There was worries that potentially he could have his leg amputated, all these kind of things. So, yeah, man, I'm glad he's doing very, very well. Big up Finn. He says, even as a Liverpool fan, if Arsenal stop buying CDMs and goalkeepers, they might help, maybe, with a laughing emoji. Brother, I'm with you in the same breath, man. I think every Arsenal fan is in agreement that we need to stop buying defensive players, whether it is, like you said, DMs, defenders, goalkeepers. It just seems we're buying everyone and the kitchen sink, bar attackers, which is what we need to improve on for sure. So, yeah, man, I completely agree with you, Finn, man. Completely agree with you. Big up Godfrey says this Madueke news ain't going to go away. Do you think it affects the move for Rodri if he decides to leave Tops? It's a strange one, the Madueke thing, just obviously deeming it, obviously banner aside or whatnot. I think it's just a strange move because it's like, there's a lot of money we're going to be spending on this guy. Obviously, if Chelsea want 50 mil, we might be able to get it down to like 40 or whatever the case may be. But that's like 40 million pounds that we, again, could be using to a left winger or the Eze deal or the striker. So it's like, why would we spend that much? Especially when you've got someone like Ethan Nwaneri coming through the ranks that can literally deputize and play that position. We've seen him do it last year as a backup. Do you know what I mean? So it just seems like it just seems like a genuinely waste of money, not particularly on the play, but just in terms of what the other positions we need to strengthen on. We need definitely an upgrade on left wing. Everyone can see that. That's why Arteta has been after a left winger since like 2021 or whatever. So yeah, and we need a striker, definitely. And obviously with the news with Eze, I can't see now how you do not get an attacking midfielder because you've been so public with the interest for Eze. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you're obviously after that kind of position, whether it is back up to Odegaard or someone to fill into that left 8 or whatever, someone that's versatile. And obviously Eze is someone that can fill in at left wing at times, fill in at obviously in the number 10 as well. So yeah, man, it just seems weird. So again, I can't see a world where we sign 4 attackers. I mean, hopefully I'm wrong and we do, but it just seems a bit excessive. And also, we've still got a lot of players that, again, we need to move and sell on. People like Elanga, Vieira, they're still at the club. Obviously, we've terminated Tomiyasu's contract, so that's obviously a key thing as well in terms of wages. Zinchenko's still there as well. So yeah, there's a few players we need to kind of move on in terms of that. Reece Nelson too, that are taking up a lot of the wage, obviously structure. And again, because some of these guys, like Reece Nelson's on 100 grand, Zinchenko's on 150 grand, Tomiyasu's on 100 grand. This is like, I'm just naming nearly 400 grand worth of players of wages. Do you know what I mean? And these guys don't even play. Like, even I think Vieira is on like 80 or 90 or something crazy. So yeah, man, we need to get rid of them first and then obviously go on from there for sure. But yeah, I think it's a crazy one, man. Big up Luis Garcia. He says Arsenal need a few CDMs, goalkeepers, and defender for the next few seasons with a laughing emoji. Bro, we're just obsessed. Chelsea players, DMs, goalkeepers, and centre backs, bro. I've seen that we're linked with another centre back again. Even if we get Mascara, I think it was Sam Macabell that said that we're planning to get another defender in when Zinchenko leaves. It's like, bro, our defense is great. Like, I'm happy with the defense. We've got enough cover pretty much everywhere now, particularly with centre backs and fullbacks or whatever. Brother, where's the attackers? Saka's dying out here, brother. At this current rate, yeah, he's expected to play the whole season again with a recovered hammy, bro. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's crazy, man, how we're operating. But we'll have to wait and see again. It's still early days. But yeah, my big up Waffle says, I think Madueke is plan C. So who do you think is plan A and plan B, Waffle? That's a very interesting choice. Because I don't know if they're I don't know if they're interlinked or if they're separate deals. Because some people are saying, I think Ben Jacobs was saying that the Madueke deal is separate to the obviously the Eze deal. So these are two players that we're going to get simultaneously together in it if we're going to get both of them. Do you know what I mean? So that one's not dependent on the other. The Rodri thing seems like it's like kind of that's the dream kind of signing, but again, you're still kind of waiting if we can actually sign him. But bro, I think will be so tone deaf personally to be linked with Rodrigo and put that links out there, because obviously Arsenal know what they're doing. It's PR. They know how they're kind of obviously instigating typically in terms of how they want to push certain things out, who they want the fans to know who their targets are. They'll obviously definitely do that. To go from him to then sign him Madueke and that, bro, the fans, it's just the calm down is crazy, bro. Not to say you're guaranteed to get Rodrigo, but again, you kind of want someone that's obviously a bit better than Madueke to go on that left wing if you can't get Rodrigo, of course. Even like a Lookman or someone like that, like someone a bit more established in Europe. But yeah, man, it'd just be crazy for me, in my opinion, personally, to go from one option to the other. But again, I won't put it past Arsenal to do it. To be honest, man, I won't put it past Arsenal to do it, man. Big up everyone tuning in, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Obviously going on to the news about Tomiyasu. Again, it was Hans Havertz that actually dropped the news late last night about Arsenal being in discussions with Tomiyasu's representatives about a departure from the club, with it being that currently likely scenario. Obviously, it's been confirmed that he's left the club now after a mutual agreement. It says clubs in Saudi Arabia have already made contact regarding the player, man. Obviously, he's still going to be injured until next year. So, yeah, it might be a case where he has to go to Saudi or somewhere else. Maybe he goes back to Italy. Obviously, we got him from Bologna. And, yeah, he goes on from there. But hopefully he has a good career after this and doesn't have any more injuries, because I didn't like him as a player. He was always injured, man. That was the key thing, really. Obviously, that's the new coaching staff there with Arteta. But, yeah, man, obviously he's joined Gabriel Heinze. Is joined, man. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of contribution he actually has. Obviously, going on to Ben Jacobs, it goes SESKO, Victor Gyökeres, who knows, maybe Ollie Watkins. So this Ollie Watkins news is not what? Nico Williams has signed a new 8-year contract. What is this guy doing? Well, he's going Barcelona, man, until 2035, you know. What the hell? Yeah, very strange, man. So I guess he's not going Barcelona then. But yeah, SESKO, Gyökeres, and Ollie Watkins have already been leveraged against each other. Arsenal want to do one thing, sign either Gyökeres or SESKO at 70 million euros, which is obviously cheaper than what Sammy Macabell said. He said 70 million pounds. Don't know if it's a typo or they've got the wires crossed, but yeah. Obviously, that would be what, 58, 59 million pounds or something like that, less than 60. So, yeah, Andre will be saying if we don't get Gyökeres, we'll go for SESKO. If we don't get SESKO, we'll go for Gyökeres. But I bet you neither Leipzig or North Sporting know the true reality, says Ben Jacobs. If neither come off, you've still got Ollie Watkins. But I think Aston Villa, because they've sold, their women's team to satisfy PSR concerns, will be really bullish now and will hold out for 60 million plus. Like I said, man, if we end up signing Ollie Watkins for £60 million, which is what we were asked to sign him for in January. We could have still done something in the league and the Champions League. I'll be livid, bro. Just for the principle of it, because it's like you're taking the mick, man. Like, why do you not just do this in January if this is the guy that you actually were gonna get in the first place? It's absolutely madness, man. So hopefully we don't do that, but we'll see. But again, man, time is ticking, bro. Like I said, preseason starts in a couple of weeks, 19th of July for Arsenal officially. So they're going to Hong Kong and Singapore. So yeah, we got to make sure we step up, man, and try and get something over the line, something concrete, bro. Obviously, Benjamin Jacobs obviously goes on to say Eze is keen on a move to Arsenal. There's a clause, 68 million all in. If Arsenal make an approach, I think there's a realistic chance they do a bid. The likelihood is they go a little bit lower or a different kind of structure. This is obviously for Eze. Man said, I'm thinking from Arteta's perspective with loads of laughing emojis. Man said, plan A, Rodgers in terms of Morgan. See, and this is again, Rodgers as the left-sided option, Waffle, or as the number 10, because it feels like, again, the way that people are reporting is that they're not obviously linked together. We could get a 10 and a left winger, and it's not particularly the same thing. Even though obviously Rodgers can play out wide as well. This is why it's all a bit confusing, because originally Eze was supposed to be the left winger, but now they're saying it's separate to obviously any kind of left winger deal. So yeah, I don't know, man. Carlos says sign Madueke. Man really wants his Madueke bread so he can get Kudus, man. It's crazy. But yeah, Kudus is a good player. I don't know why we're not going after Kudus ourselves. I don't get it, man. I mean, maybe because again, he wants to obviously predominantly play on the right on a regular basis, and that he would obviously be Saka. But even so, man, he's a quality player. Another one. So there's a few players that are definitely available this summer, whether it's Eze, Kudus, whatever, that are on the market, man. So yeah, I don't know why, man. But yeah, obviously, Ben Jacobs reckons we're gonna make a bid for Eze in the next coming weeks. Lower than the obviously release clause, so we'll see if that's actually going to be true. So the clause is payable in installments, but it's relatively difficult because some of the money goes to the player. Okay, I didn't know that. Some to Crystal Palace and some to his former club QPR. So they must have a buy. They must have a sell-on clause as well. So again, that's probably why they want an excessive amount, so they make sure they get a decent amount of money. The interest became concrete about 10 days ago. Arsenal are serious about Eze. I'm expecting a bid. I'm expecting that bid to be below the release clause. I'm expecting that bid to be within the next 2 weeks. In that meeting at the weekend, there were senior football people from Arsenal pitching to the Eze camp. This was not just we like you, we might go for you. This was a discussion about actual numbers, man. So yeah, it does seem like we could be interested in him in particular. So yeah, man, that's definitely something to have a look at, man, for sure. But yeah, in terms of Eze, quality player, I think I really, really rate him. And again, hopefully we can get that deal over the line. Big up the chat, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Sorry, meant Rodrigo. Oh, no worries, bro. Obviously, just a typo, my guy, but big yourself up. But yeah, I think Rodrigo plan A, and then yeah, maybe plan C. I don't know who plan B would be. So I hear that reports were after Lookman as well. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. Big up Ray, bro. Hope you're good, my guy. When does Arsenal's preseason start? So we actually go on a preseason camp next week to Spain, which is like obviously low level or high weather, high level intensity training there for a week. No actual games, I don't think, or if there is, it's going to be indoors or behind closed doors kind of thing. And then we actually fly off the 19th of July, which is obviously the week after, to then go to I can't remember if it's Singapore first or Hong Kong, one of the two, and that's when we've got AC Milan, Newcastle, and Tottenham out there in those countries, and then we come back to the Emirates Cup the start of August, I think it is, the first weekend of August. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. But yeah, man, still we've got a bit of time, but again, we are running out of time at the same time, so we're gonna kind of get a move on, especially if you want a striker in, because it looks like it's going to be a big deal that's going to take. But I'm interested and I'm intrigued to see how it's triggered, because again, once we make that decision of okay, we're going for this particular person, is this then another month of negotiation? Because if it is, then I'm not with this kind of profile of trying to do it this way, because it's just long, man. Do you know what I mean? It's just long. Like for me, if you're going to do it like this, then an agreement has to be in place with the club, and then as soon as the public are made to know which kind of striker you're going for, then boom, that should be just triggered and done. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, why are we actually stalling and waiting for all this time? It's crazy. We got Ray says, run me that 50 mil for Noni Madueke. Seeing I need that wrapped up for the Kudus. Brother, you Chelsea, man, want this Kudus still ASAP Rocky, innit? Want it for the CWC, bro. You man are happy to let him go for sure. Man said, land it, Raymond. Yeah, man. Jokers, man. Jokers. Big up Ray says, why Arsenal taking so long for a striker? They're purposely dragging it. I don't know, brother. I don't know, man. I don't know why they're taking so long for sure. We've got the money. bro, the news about Nico Williams is just baffed me, bro. Why is he signed? I thought he was going to Barcelona. He's literally just signed another new deal. I'm guessing that's another pay rise as well, by the way, till 2035, which again is nearly 10 years. So yeah, mad deal. But again, he's chasing the bag, I guess. But I'm sure like obviously gets Barca out of the way in terms of being able to sign him for the foreseeable. But yeah, just go back on your question about the striker, bro. I don't know, man. I feel like Arsenal are haggling for a couple of £1 million because they've left so much to do in the window in terms of an attacking point, because they've neglected the last 2-3 windows, not get any kind of wingers or attackers when we needed to. We were after a winger in 2022, didn't get one. We've been after a striker for God knows how long, didn't get one. So we've kind of just kicked the ball down the road, and kick the can down the road kind of thing. So now we need to kind of do it all in one window. And obviously there's only going to be so much resources, especially because we don't sell particularly well. So yeah, man, unless we start selling some players for a decent amount, I feel like, again, we're trying to negotiate down to the last penny to see if we can try and fit everybody in terms of budget-wise. But again, that's what's longing out of the thing, man. But bro, it comes to a point where it's just going to be like, well, you're going to need a deadline. Obviously, there's reports saying that Arteta wants the striker in for the start of pre-season. So whether he can achieve that, I don't know. But hopefully he can, and we can get it moving, man. But obviously, a person that could potentially help that situation here is Gabriel Martinelli. Obviously, rumors came out yesterday. I think it was from Ben Jacobs that potentially he could be off for maybe 83 million euros. But he says, I have no information at this stage whether Gabriel Martinelli wants to go to Saudi Arabia. All I can say is that an approach to pitch the project to Martinelli happened in January. So he's been well aware of Saudi interest for at least 6 months. From Arsenal's point of view, it's a hypothetical. It's not something that has any substance yet. But from Martinelli's perspective, he's aware of something maybe forthcoming. From Al Nassir's perspective, they're simply lining up their budget. So yeah, man. So it looks like potentially that's something to keep an eye on. Like I said, I think it was him that said it was £83 million budget that they've got on there, like a winger. So potentially could be going. I mean, if you can get that kind of money for obviously Martinelli, then yeah, you gotta just sell him in it. Do you know what I mean? And but it's whether he's willing to go there. He's 24, still of a decent age in terms of pretty young. But Duran went for the similar kind of age, but then obviously he's now unhappy coming back to Europe. So yeah, it's one of those ones you got to keep an eye on for sure and see how obviously well he obviously reacts to the interest at hand. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. It says Arsenal remain in contact, and this is the one where you Chelsea fans have been waiting for. Arsenal remain in contact with Noni Madueke's camp. To give you my feeling, when people close to the player continue to meet the club, it means that the player could be open to a potential switch. It doesn't mean that Madueke is leaving Chelsea to go to Arsenal. It just means he's opened the door to a potential move to Arsenal. Now it depends what Arsenal want to do. At the moment, there is no official bid. So yeah, it does seem like, again, Fabrizio's reporting it, and Ornstein's reported that we do have genuine interest. So it is genuine, the fact that we actually want him, which again, I don't know with this club anymore, man. I don't know. It's like they just want to ruin my life, fam. And just, yeah. In particular, just get Chelsea, man, every window, man. But yeah, I don't know, bro. We have to keep an eye on this, unfortunately, again, and see how it obviously develops. Obviously, Waffle said this potentially could be the choice C. But I don't know, man. It feels like this is not even linked with the Rodri thing. It feels like this is just, sorry, not the Rodri, the Rodrigo kind of links. It feels like this is just separate, man. Because again, different kind of profiles in terms of this. Obviously, Madueke's more favored on the right. Rodrigo's more favored on the left. So even though obviously they both can play both wings, it just seems like this is separate, man. To be honest with you, but we'll have to wait and see, man. We'll have to wait and see how this develops, if it does develop at all. I feel like you'll see a few more or different links when we actually sign the striker, because again, we're going to be not have as much money as before. So yeah, you'll have to wait and see with that one. Still, I can't even lie, people. We have to wait and see with that one. Obviously, just talking about Eduardo signing in 2007. But yeah, going on to the Rodrigo, obviously news as well. Also have genuine interest in Rodrigo, with the belief he could be a game-changing addition to the team. But whether such a feat is realistic to the summer remains to be seen. It has been suggested to BBC Sport by well-placed sources that Real Madrid would listen to offers. If Rodrigo was available, he would cost at least 70 million, which after spending on a striker maybe too much, which is obviously what Sam Macabal said. Oh, this is the Sam Macabal quotes as well, man. So yeah, Rodrigo is definitely one you've got to keep an eye on as well. But again, you're just kind of waiting on if he's able to tell Real Madrid that he wants to leave. If he doesn't, then yeah, he's not going anywhere. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's crazy, man. But we'll have to wait and see when that's the one that's obviously developing for sure. That's just talking about obviously what people are saying. But yeah, this is obviously the El Nassr are willing to offer a fee around 85 million euros for Gabriel Martinelli. but Arsenal also don't really want to sell the player. Sources have confirmed, however, that could fee could persuade Arsenal to obviously sell him. Bro, if that's what they're actually offering, then you've got to sell him for that, man. That's crazy money. Do you know what I mean? That's what, 70+ million pound. That's mad money, man. That's gonna be it. But we'll see, man. I don't know if he'd be obviously up to even going, if I'm being honest, bro. So yeah, it's one of those ones that's a bit up in the air, but we'll see how that goes. It says don't end up with Ollie Watkins. It's going to be a buzzkill. Yeah, it'd be very underwhelming, man. Raymond also have no pill. We literally have had Osimhen begging to join us, while SESKO wants a release clause in order to join Arsenal. That just run properly. They just run properly and notice that many players want to play for Arteta. Yeah, Arteta has no pull either. I've clocked that. Run poorly. Yeah, I agree, Raymond. Arsenal poorly run. Quite comical as well. Obviously, you Chelsea man going back and forth. But yeah, man, I feel like with me, personally, if we can try and get someone in before the start of the preseason, then that would be more ideal for sure. But we'll have to wait and see, guys. We'll have to wait and see if we can get that over the line, man. But obviously, on to other news, man. Obviously, it broke last night. If it obviously opens up. Where's that gone now? Newcastle on the verge of having a £55 million bid for Anthony Elanga accepted as Eddie Howe nears breakthrough in pursuit of key target. Also have persisted after having an initial 45 mil bid rejected. Eddie Howe has been a long admirer of the winger, who can now join his side for £55 million. So Newcastle splashing the cash, man, on Anthony Elanga. They made an improved offer of £55 million and are on the verge of agreeing a deal with Nottingham Forest. The Magpies saw a package of 45 rejected last week, but understand there's been significant progress in negotiations. Personal terms are not thought to be an issue, although there could be interest from elsewhere. Aston Villa said to be monitoring the situation. I didn't realize Elanga had so many admirers, to be honest with you. Elanga 23 has been a long-term target for Eddie Howe, and there has been a failed approach to sign him last summer. The Newcastle boss is an admirer of the right winger's pace and output. He scored 6 and assisted 11 in the Premier League last season, but he's also sees scope for a big improvement in the Swedish international. If the deal goes through, Elanga would become Newcastle's first signing of the summer. Obviously, they're back in the Champions League as well. So, yeah, man. His former club, Manchester United, are also owed an estimated 15% of the profit from any sale. He joined Forest for 15 mil in 2023 and has scored 11 times in 82 games, which is not great, to be fair. Nearly 100 games, only got 10 goals for a winger as well. But yeah, obviously, Man United getting a piece of the pie. Maybe that's why it's obviously so high up in terms of price, 55 million. So yeah, they get 15% of that. So yeah, what do you guys think of this deal? I mean, again, it's a lot of money for a player that, again, his actual goal scoring attributes obviously are not magnificent, but he does have a lot of potential. You could still stay very, very quick. I think he did have a good season for Nottingham Forest. Obviously, them getting into Europe. So, but yeah, is this going to be the guy that can transition into Champions League, be a starter? I'm not too sure, if I'm being honest, man. Maybe not yet. I don't know. But again, I feel like they're signing a little bit for potential as well as obviously how he played last year. But yeah, man, I'm not too sure, man. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it says obviously with Man United getting 15% obviously of the deal, then yeah, they're gonna have to pay excess of £50 million, man, which is probably more than they wanted to. But if you want to get the deals over the line, man, that's what you got to pay for sure. That's what you got to pay. That's what you got to pay, man, for sure, man. But yeah, we'll have to obviously keep an eye on that one, man. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. But yeah, big up the chat. It says Paris to sell him, get Isaac and Eze. That's my final take. Big yourself up. I love that for that to happen for sure. It says if Newcastle get Elanga, then the only club left for Nani is Arsenal, unless there's interest elsewhere. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I don't know if Aston Villa are interested in him as well. I know obviously it is kind of the same teams that are interested in the same kind of wingers, isn't it? Where it's Newcastle interested. Obviously, they want João Pedro as well. Obviously, wanted Elanga. But yeah, it does look like Elanga would be the guy that they would get. And obviously, that's an exclusive as well, man. So yeah, another one, man. Again, a player that again had a decent season for Nottingham Forest. I don't know, again, like I said, if is he better than Jacob Murphy? Because Jacob Murphy scored some good goals, and there's a time where he was like the most informed kind of forward player. Like he had the most GA in a specific period of time where he was just assisting and scoring. I think it was during the second half of the season, man. So yeah, man, I like Jacob Murphy. I think he's a good player. Maybe he's a good rotational kind of player. I don't know if he's a ultimate starter, but I think he's a good player as well. So again, I suppose it's going to be a rotation with him, and they've got Harvey Barnes as well, who I think is an underrated player too. I feel like he definitely should get more minutes at Newcastle because I think he can provide some good moments for them, score some good goals, and yeah, he's very versatile as well. So yeah, man, it's interesting to see the direction Newcastle are going to be going in terms of, are they going to get another backup striker? I think Callum Wilson's left on a free as well. I don't think they renewed his contract. So at the minute, they've only got Isak, and again, he's had these injury problems as well. So you have to obviously take a look at that and see how he's going to recover in terms of having to play a load of games in one season, man. We got Ray says Aston Villa are interested in Nico Jackson. So yeah, it seems like, again, same kind of teams that are interested in the same kind of players. I don't know if that's dependent on Ollie Watkins going or if they want him on top. I know, again, it's funny because I feel like when they got Asensio and Rashford, I thought that they were definitely going to be there for next season. But it feels like neither of them are going to go back to Villa for whatever reason. It looks like Asensio is linked with the move to Fenerbahce to join Mourinho. And then, yeah, obviously Rashford wants to move to Barcelona, but potentially could move to Italy or another team in Spain. So, yeah, man, that's definitely one to have a look at, man. But yeah, it's a strange one, man. I thought a lot more teams would be doing more business, if I'm being honest, man, than they have been doing so far. Because again, it just feels like it's a bit stagnant at the minute. I know obviously it's only the 1st of July, but a lot of teams obviously definitely want to add attackers for sure. And it doesn't seem like many are doing it at the minute. But yeah, obviously, just to go on what Ray was saying, is that the blockbuster Chelsea and Aston Villa transfer swap that would spark the summer window frenzy. Obviously, breaking news: Nico Williams has signed a 10-year contract extension, not 8. So yeah, obviously I did the math wrong. Yeah, 2035. So yeah, crazy. It's one of them ones. It's one of them ones. And Chelsea have an opportunity to bring in some new faces over the next couple of months. Chelsea are back in the Champions League and have a significant couple of months ahead of them on the recruitment front. They've already delved into the market to land highly rated Liam Delap from Ipswich. The London club have a chance to bring in some more new faces. Maresca was picked as the head coach 12 months ago. Prior to his switch, he won the championship title with Leicester. He's impressed so far. Chelsea target Aston Villa goalkeeper Emi Martinez. Is this a player that you'd be interested in? Obviously, Martinez, I feel like, doesn't make a few mistakes, especially the last couple of years. I know at one stage he was tied as the best keeper in the world, but I don't think he's at that mantle anymore. I've seen him make hella mistakes for Villa the last 2 or 3 years, if I mean, last 2 years, definitely. So I don't know, man. I feel like he's definitely declined. But Chelsea tend to go for younger players in their transfer policy over recent years. However, the American claim that they are Amaras of Aston Villa goalkeeper Emi Martinez. At the age of 32, the Argentinian international would prove an older option between the sticks if he joined. So yeah, someone a bit different, man. Someone a bit different. Maybe is someone that could be of interest. We got Ray says no, cost too much as they're asking for 40 mil. That would be a lot for a keeper, man, to be fair, especially at 32 as well. Because I don't think you're going to get much longevity out of it. Maybe another 1 or 2 years at the top, and then he'll probably start declining even more, man. He says Martinez, who won the World Cup back in Qatar in 2022, has been on the books at Aston Villa since 2020 and since been their number one and made 212 appearances in all competitions, 53 which came in the last campaign. His future is up in the air as he's been linked with an exit. It's worth noting that Villa are under no pressure to sell now after their controversial PSR maneuvers similar to those that made by Chelsea, selling their obviously women's team to obviously get some finances back into the door. Obviously they won't want to lose him after again him being one of the key members of Unai Emery's side. But obviously they missed out in Champions League. So the player has also lived in London. I've been playing for Arsenal before, so could be one that they obviously keep an eye on for sure, man. He played for Arsenal for a decade, for 10 years, 2010 to 2020, and played 38 games. He was shipped on loan to various teams, whether it's Wolves, Sheffield United, Getafe, Rotherham, etc., Reading as well. So yeah, Chelsea and Aston Villa deal involving a Nico Williams swap, potentially. Court Offside have claimed that Aston Villa are keen on Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson. With Delap coming in, the forward may fall down the pecking order. Therefore, a switch to the Midlands maybe make sense for him to get more minutes. If the Blues are serious about getting Martinez, they could offer them as Jackson as part of a swap. So would you take that? That'd be Jackson for Martinez. That would mean both teams are getting something in return. It will suit both parties involved and ensure that neither are left worse off. It has been a strange spell for Jackson so far. He's rocked up in England in 2023 and scored 30 goals in 80 games. There are question marks on whether he could be the man leading the line long term, though, and he hasn't been consistent overall. Offloading him would free space and funds up to pave the way for reinforcements. A change I've seen at Aston Villa may boost his career and aid him to fully show what he's capable of at the top level. Emery may feel he's able to get the best out of him in an environment where he's guaranteed regular action. The Senegal international has been capped 20 times and played for Villarreal from 2019 to 2023. Oh yeah, Emery does know him well from that time then. So yeah, man. Interesting, man. Interesting. Obviously, I forgot Emery was at obviously Villarreal when he was there, so that could be one that could possibly develop, man. But would you take that as a swap? I don't know if that's a fair deal. 32-year-old for a 23-year-old. I don't know. I feel like that's a bit off, if I'm being honest, man. But hey ho, you never know, man. You never know, man. Big up, obviously, everyone tuning in. Mike McGann is there for 25 mil. Yeah, I'm sure you'll probably pick that up, man, for sure. It's easy to link us to Emmy because we are looking for a keeper. Yeah, I know. You do need a new keeper for sure. I've just seen Petrovic is going to Sunderland for, is it 25 million euros, which is obviously a good deal for them. Probably proven keeper. So yeah, I'm surprised you're not keeping it, to be fair. Morning, pick up yourself, Kurt. Morning, all. Hope you're good. Big up everyone. Big up everyone in the chat, man. Make sure you guys smash the like buttons if you're not already. But big up everyone tuning in. We'll get a keeper, Ray, says Chelsea. I think says Chelsea, says Carlos. Yeah, I think he will, man. I think he will get a keeper. It just depends who it is. I think you'll probably wait now till after the Club World Cup's finished, and then you'll probably get someone in maybe end of July, early August, sorry. Whether it's Martinez or whoever. And yeah, you'll probably go from there, to be fair. But yeah, hopefully everyone's all right. Hopefully everyone's good. Obviously, just talking about the Arsenal news, just talking about news in general. In terms of Arsenal, Chelsea being linked with obviously Emi Martinez and that. So yeah, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys smash the like buttons. And yeah. Smash the like button, man. And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you've not already. But yeah, another dramatic twist in the transfer saga of Nico Williams, man. And yeah, he's signed a new deal, man. He's staying put at Bilbao till 2035. It's crazy, bro. I mean, I thought for sure he was going Barca, but obviously not. The transfer poker surrounding Nico Williams has dominated the media for weeks now. And Barca and Bayern. Oh, this is moving mad, bro. What is going on here? Let me just get rid of that. Let me get another one. But yeah, big up everyone tuning in, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button on the thing and whatnot. But yeah, man, it does look like Nico Williams is out the door for sure. But yeah, I don't know why he's agreed to sign a deal, man, to be honest with you. It seems a bit weird, if I'm being honest. It seems very weird. Cause I didn't think he'd do that. I didn't think he'd do that, man. I thought he would be he'd be going to Barcelona, especially because they showed interest with him as well. So yeah, a bit of a strange one, man. Bill Kurt in the building. He says, why do people think Andre Silva is dead when he isn't? Oh, they're getting confused with obviously his brother. Because remember, his Jar's brother is called Andre Silva, innit? But there's another Andre Silva as well. So people are just getting confused, I think, man. I said, hopefully, obviously about the keeper, people think Andre Silva is dead when he isn't. Yeah, they're getting confused with Diego Jota's brother called Andre Silva, who died. Is Andre Silva they scored? Yeah, he's Andre Silva. So they're getting confused with the other Andre Silva that plays football. So yeah, I think it's that, bro. Thought Barca already signed him. Yeah, that's what Fabrizio was telling me, bro. That he was already signed, that he was parting up on that. But it seems like he wasn't. Bilbao shocked Barca with Nico Williams' contract renewal officially. Atletico Bilbao has shocked Barcelona fans by announcing the renewal of their contract with the star Nico Williams today on Friday. The club have obviously signed a long-term contract with the Spanish international star for 10 years. Mad. Extended it until 2035. This comes after everything seemed to indicate in recent days that the player was on his way to join Barcelona. Nico, who has Ghanaian roots, staying on the Bilbao website. For me, my heart is the most important, and I am where I want to be. This is my home. But yeah, very, very bizarre. I'm guessing he's got another. Bro, I feel like it's crazy how he's getting so many new contract renewals, updates, and he's not really done too much in the game yet. Do you know what I mean? I feel like he's kind of using the advantage of him being their star kind of player to get more bigger contracts, which again is obviously his prerogative. But yeah, to sign a 10-year deal just seems a bit excessive. But it's a bit of a strange one, man. Maybe Barca told him that they couldn't afford him, or they needed to him to obviously force a move, and they didn't want to, so he just decided to stay. But yeah, man, I don't think he's that good anyway. Personally, the way how I've seen him a couple of times, he looks. There's a couple of games I've seen him for Spain, he's looked okay, but some games when I've watched him for Spain, he doesn't really do too much. But again, he's still a young player. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of fuss is made over him, and I don't know if it actually matches the quality of the play so far. Yeah, obviously he's still relatively young for a winger, but nah, man. But yeah, 10 years, man. So again, if anyone wants to sign him now, brother, you're having to pay the rest. You're gonna have to pay off the rest of that contract for sure. Because again, it's looking long. It's looking long, man. Man said we've seen players sign new contracts before and still leave. But bro, 10 years. That means you literally have to pay that off for sure. Or pay the majority off if you're gonna sign him in the next 2 or 3 years. That's a massive fee, man. So again, they've kind of established that if you're gonna want to buy him, he's gonna be costing mad money, and also the wages as well, bro. He was already on. I think it was nearly 300 grand anyway. So he's gonna be on what 350 at least now. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, crazy, man. And that's what I mean, man. When you're in demand, bro, you can demand certain contracts for sure. We got Neil Gunnar 93. We got yourself. He says he secured the bag. He was already on 250. Yeah, that's what I seen, bro. He was already on 250. I think that was base as well. That was like without like bonuses or anything. So man, he got another bumper contract. He's probably on 400k. Yeah, I'd assume probably close to that, man. Maybe 350, maybe 300 base, and then he gets bonuses, man. I mean, fair play to him. If he can earn that money at this age, especially at Bilbao, who are not notoriously known for spending big money on either players or wages, then fair play if you can get it out of them. But yeah, for me, I think it makes it very difficult for anyone to sign him now because again, you're gonna have to match their wages or obviously improve on them. No one's going to be paying unless you're crazy. No one's going to be paying him 400 grand if he's on 350 or 300 at the minute to go and get him out of club. No one's going to do that, man. So that kind of definitely ends. I mean, I think he ended it anyway. I think it was a non-starter with Arsenal anyway. I think he was just one of those things where Arteta liked him for whatever reason, but there was no chance he was going to leave Spain, man, at all. He's staying in Spain, whether it's Barca or Bilbao, obviously. Certain managers like that. But yeah, especially with and now with the wages as well, it's going to take literally a team to probably break their wage structure to get him on board, bro. But for me, I feel like he's still got a lot to prove. You look at how much he's getting paid, because compare like how much he's getting paid and the length of contract compared to like Lamine Yamal, and you'll comfortably say that Lamine Yamal is better than obviously Nico Williams, man. And I feel like again, if you're comparing the two, you would say that obviously Yamal's probably worth the 400 grand or the contract extension or the 10 years extension or whatever compared to Nico. But yeah, it's one of those ones, man. Yeah, it's one of those ones for sure. He wasn't getting that money at Barcelona. Nah, no way, man. There's no way I could see him getting that kind of bread at Barcelona for sure, bro. Because again, it's one of those ones where Barcelona are very meticulous in terms of how much money they pay for a player and the wages at the same time. So again, it would have cost a lot of money anyway. Because remember, he just signed a new deal, I think, last year. That's the thing. So I'm supposing he signed obviously a 5-year deal last year, and now we just signed a 5-year extension onto that 5-year deal. So yeah, man, crazy. I said Bilbao don't buy players; it's academy only. Yeah, man, it is very much academy based in terms of them bringing through players. So I guess they've got the kind of leeway and money to give them massive contracts, or Nico Williams a massive contract in itself, because again, they don't really spend like a lot of money on different players for sure. They just use their academy, which is fair enough. But yeah, obviously he's going to be in the Champions League now as well. So because Bilbao finished 4th, I believe, in La Liga. So it'd be very interesting to keep an eye on how he actually does. He's probably going to be coming up against some English teams as well. So yeah, very interesting, man. Obviously, you forget there's 6 English teams in the Champions League. It's going to be Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, Tottenham, and Newcastle all in the Champions League next year. So we should get some good games, bro. Like again, it's one of those ones where beforehand you might get a few good games one night on or whatnot, but with obviously 6 teams, I assume it's going to be 3 English teams on one night, 3 on another night. So yeah, you might get some good teams. The only problem I don't like with this current format is that obviously the games are on at the same time. I thought it was going to be kind of like a, not like a kind of like a World Cup kind of style where some of the main games get their own kind of time slot. But again, how much kind of wiggle room have you got? Because it's only obviously in the evening kind of thing. So they do obviously the 5:30 kind of kickoff. But then what do you do after that? Do you do like a 7 o'clock? Maybe we'll highlight when Premier League's on like Amazon, when they do like, I don't know, 6:30 and then 7:15 and 8 o'clock kind of thing. Maybe you can do it like that. So you can kind of watch one half here and then one half there and go back to another game. But yeah, in terms of obviously the Champions League and how it's going to be obviously coming across, I think it's going to be a good thing, man, for sure. Good thing for sure, man. Big up everyone tuning in, man. It says Yamal on down 320, bro. Listen, I can't even get bet against Yamal, because Yamal's been definitely one of the best players in Europe in the last couple of years, especially last year. So yeah, fair play to him, man. And again, academy product, so you're not paying a transfer fee for him. So again, you can then subsidize him with massive wages, and you could say he's definitely one of Barcelona's most important players in their squad. So yeah, I can understand that them paying the fee for sure. And yeah, for me, I was always curious to why Barcelona was even going for Nico, considering they've got Rafinha on one side, they've got your man there, obviously Yamal on the other side. Ferran Torres does a job on obviously all three sides as well. And yeah, it feels like if they're going to get a winger option, it's going to be like a backup, maybe like a Rashford on loan would make more sense. But again, he's on loads of money in terms of wages as well. So I don't know if that would be feasible, but he's desperate to go to Barcelona for sure. So yeah, I feel like that would be probably more in their lane in terms of getting kind of maybe like a backup winger or someone that's going to be rotational to one of those kind of guys when they're injured or they need a rest. But Nico Williams, obviously, if you're paying that kind of money and obviously coming from a Spanish rival, I suppose he's going to be starting a lot of games, which will cost a lot of money and a lot of wages. So yeah, interesting developments, man. It just goes to show that the transfer window can be unpredictable. Moves for players that you think are going to be certified can just change on an instant for sure, man. Bill Kurtz says Barcelona highest paid player, is Robert Lewandowski, who's on 640. Damn, man. It's crazy out there, man. I know obviously the tax bracket is a bit different to England. I can't remember if it's more or less, but even so, man, it's a lot of money in that. It's a lot of money to be on for sure. And when you look at it like that, it's like, bro, again, definitely, obviously, he's a guy that's been a quality player, Lewandowski, across his career. But it's one of those ones where not a lot of teams can definitely afford that, man. 640 a week is a lot of money. But again, they got him on a free, I believe. I think it was. So they didn't pay any money for him. So I suppose they're subsidizing that transfer fee that they would have paid for him within the wages. So again, when you look at it like that, you can understand certain kind of predicaments and how people are getting certain monies compared to others. Because again, when you take out the wages, you can then pay them more weekly. Because obviously, again, you didn't pay any kind of fee for them. So from that perspective, it does make sense. It does make sense. But yeah, man. Obviously, it's been a decent football day news in terms of people and obviously news coming about across the footballing world. Yeah, man. Obviously, all the tributes are set for obviously Diego Jota, who sadly passed away yesterday as well. Still thoughts go out to him and his brother Andre too. And hopefully the family again, all the support they need, man. So yeah, obviously a quick update on the whole Dortmund Gittins to Chelsea deal. Obviously, they've confirmed that a deal's been agreed. Obviously, the fee is going to be £48.5 million plus 3.5 in add-ons for the 20-year-old who's an under 21 player. I suppose he's definitely going to get England call up this season for sure now. And the clubs who are both in the United States for the Club World Cup met in for Lauderdale to agree the deal. Dortmund say that contract details are still yet to be finalized, but BBC Sport has already reported Gittins has agreed a 7-year deal with Chelsea in June. The talks with Chelsea were challenging, but ultimately we are pleased, but we can most likely realize our financial ambitions and then planning security, says the sporting director. Jamie's an outstanding player who's given us a great deal of pleasure. He now wants to take the next step in his career at Chelsea, and we wish him all the best and success. Gittins, who joined Dortmund from Manchester City in 2020, so part of the Manchester City Academy, has scored 17 goals, 14 assists in 107 games for the club. He will not be able to play for the Blues until after the Club World Cup, because he's already played for Dortmund. But yeah, Chelsea have already signed Ipswich striker Liam Delap and João Pedro, Sporting midfielder. I didn't know you even signed this guy. And obviously Strasbourg defender Mamadou Sarr as well this summer. Esteval Willian, who also joined Maresca's men after the Club World Cup as well. So yeah, you got a few new players in there. For sure. So yeah, we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. Big up everyone tuning in, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button as well. It says Barca have a problem, I think, with how much Nico wants at Barca. Yeah, again, it would be true, man. Big up Dom, man. Big up Dom. Hope you're well, my guy. Definitely need to get you on the channel again. Obviously, did the stream with you early. Is it Monday even? I think it was. Gone pretty quick. He says, hi, tax bracket in Spain is about 22%. See, this is why I need you on the channel, man. You are the numbers, man. This is why I need you, man. Statistic guy, bro. I love it, man. Most footballers in England fall into that 50% bracket. Okay, makes sense. So, again, that's why they can afford to pay them a bit more, considering, obviously, the tax bracket and stuff like that. Makes sense, man. Makes sense. Pick up yourself for that statistic. So, obviously, people in the chat, you didn't know. Now you do know, man. Pick up yourself. Can't believe Mbappe is on 600K at Real Madrid. Kind of going on to the what Dom was saying in terms of the tax being a bit different in terms of the percentage and that. So kind of makes kind of sense, man. Rodrigo on 240. So how are Arsenal paying that? Listen, he would have to be our highest earner, bro. And this is the problem where you have the likes of Kai Havertz and certain other people on a lot of money. It feels like, again, when you've got those kind of guys on a lot of money, it does put you in a bit of less time for a wiggle room kind of situation when you're trying to incorporate or entice new players into the club, because again, they're going to be looking at who's the highest earner. I want exactly the same as them, or even possibly more if I think I'm better than them. So yeah, it's going to take a lot of wiggle room, Kurt. But I don't know if you've seen Tomiyasu's his contract's been terminated, so that's 100 grand off the wage bill. Zinchenko 150 on the wage bill as well. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Big up Dom. He said it was a pleasure to meet you the other day. Hey, yeah, you too, brother. I really liked some of your analytical takes as well, and obviously your thought process and reasoning. I like when people obviously, even if they don't particularly agree on what the club is doing or whatever, but they explain it quite well. And yeah, they just explain the club's thought process, and then from then you can kind of analyze it yourself whether you agree if they should go in that direction. I know obviously you're talking about Madueke before and saying again, the idea of getting a Saka backup is fine, but I feel like the expenditure on getting them Madueke for 45, 50 mil would be too much. So yeah, man, I do like that as well. But he said numbers guy apply. Oh wait, I'm calling me a geek. No, not so ever, bro. Because I like numbers, bro. Because that means if you're a geek, I'm a geek too. Do you know what I mean? I like numbers. I like obviously getting kind of statistics and stuff like that to see, analyze how things obviously work, just to get a thought process on the logistics of certain kind of deals and stuff. So yeah, man, I'll definitely have to get you one for sure quite soon, man. Because yeah, I do like how you break down things. For sure, man. Haaland on 525K a week. Yeah, I suppose, again, they probably paid a bit cheaper in terms of, I'm sure, was it a release clause they paid? Was it like 50 plus mil? So, yeah, man, it was crazy. But, yeah, man, I think if Arsenal are going to get Rodri, Eze, and a number 9, then I think that's a safe is required. I think a sale is required, unfortunately. Yeah, I think you're definitely saying that on the True Gunner podcast as well, that you reckon a sell would be required. And I think I agree with you. And now it's funny how you said that then. Now it's obviously coming out that David Ornstein and even Sam Macabal are saying that a sell is going to be required to maybe get that top left winger in. Because again, you would think it would do. I don't know if you've seen the reports that potentially were after a right winger, left winger, attacking midfielder and a striker. That's what Ben Jacobs was alluding to. That's why the Madueke links are still there. That's why the Eze links are there. That's why the Rodrigo links are there. All these are different kind of positions as well as the striker links. Don't know if that's feasible or possible. I don't know, man. It feels like it's going to be a long way in terms of us trying to sell a few players, really, man. Yeah, maybe a few first teamers, maybe Martinelli and Trossard have to go for that. So we'll have to see, bro. We'll have to see. But yeah, don't worry. It was said in just, I know, bro. Big up yourself, man, for being involved in the chat, man. Always love you being in there, brother. And I hope you're well, man. I hope you're having a good day. Or good morning so far. I disagree with Rodrigo to Arsenal when he will want over 300K. At Arsenal, he will want a lot of money. Again, they'd have to, I think the reports were saying, Kurt, that the Arsenal were willing to obviously change their wage structure for him to come into the club. Whether they do that or not, obviously remains to be seen. Obviously, easier said than done it as well. And I feel like potentially you would have to get Martinelli off the books, who's on 180K. You'd have to get Zinchenko, who's on 150. We've just got rid of Partey, who's on 200. Got rid of Jorginho, who's on 150. So there's a lot of guys that are on like 200, 100, 100. It all adds up. Reece Nelson's on 100. Fabio Vieira's on 80. Like, these guys are on a lot of money, considering a lot of them are just squad players and don't really have a permanent like part of the squad. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Tops likes numbers until they're about Enzo statistically being better than 8, but being a better 8 than Steve Rice. Obviously, that's all opinion based. Kurt also have no pull. They're not going to get him. Yeah, there's no amount of times you can say that to obviously believe it's true. And if you believe that, that's obviously your opinion, and you would be wrong. But Is what it is, man. Is what it is. Obviously, people in the building, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Again, a few different news outlets are obviously talking about Arsenal's involvement in certain transfers, as well as obviously Chelsea being involved in a couple of deals as well, potentially getting the likes of Nico Jackson out the door, or Nicholas Jackson out the door to Aston Villa, and bringing in maybe Emi Martinez in a swap kind of deal. That's obviously something that might develop. And as well as obviously Elanga being close to a move to Newcastle, £55 million is the fee that's being targeted. And again, that could be a nice little bit of change for Nottingham Forest to maybe reinvest into the team. And Newcastle would then get, I would say, their kind of first right winger choice, I would assume, because again, it looks like Anthony Gordon and Isak are going to be first team starters for that team going into the Champions League. So yeah, it will be interesting to see if Newcastle fans are happy with that, or if they wanted someone else. Did they want João Pedro instead? So yeah, it is definitely going to be an interesting time for sure, people. But yeah, man, it's been great talking to you guys, man. Obviously, I'm just seeing if there's any more news available about any other kind of transfer dealings that's gone on the last obviously 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever you may call it. But yeah, man, it's obviously been good chatting to you guys, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button on the video. Obviously, breaking news was Tomiyasu leaving the club on mutual agreement. Again, he's had a lot of injury concerns the last since he's been at the club, really, the last 4 or 5 years. And yeah, Arsenal have ripped up the contract, man. They've done it, and they've terminated it on I'm guessing it's going to be a mutual agreement kind of thing. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what obviously happens in terms of his career. It's set to be out until early next year. So yeah, but yeah, interesting developments for sure with that. I mean, I didn't think I'd expect that to happen, to be honest with you. Not so far in the window. I thought like we may be able to, or we probably would keep him on until he recovered fully from his injury. But maybe it was a mutual thing where he didn't really want the pressure of getting back in time for a particular date, because again, Arsenal fans will definitely be obviously a bit on him as well, especially people that feel like he's been injured for the majority of the time, him being an Arsenal player. So yeah, so that's been obviously the main kind of news. I think I've covered the Gittins thing, obviously Elanga as well. But yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's any other kind of transfer news in here. Let's have a look, man. BBC. Let's have a look. Big up everyone tuning in, man. Make sure you guys smash up the like button, man. Just talking about Fenerbahce, I've made a €15 million bid, which is 12.9, for Marco Asensio, man. But the 29-year-old is waiting for other options, emerging with AC Milan and Villarreal interested in the Spanish international. So yeah, that's definitely one to keep an eye on. That's very cheap, by the way. £12 million. It's very cheap for Asensio, who again showed his quality in the Premier League for Aston Villa last year. So we'll have to wait and see. Brentford are refusing to lower their asking price for at least £63 million for the Cameroon international Brian Mbeumo. And if a deal for the 25-year-old cannot be agreed with Manchester United, they are expected to forward the report for pre-season training on Monday. So yeah, it looks like Brian Mbeumo might actually stay at Brentford, man, which could be crazy considering how much stock Man United have put into signing him. £63 million is what they want at least. I don't know if Man United are willing to do that, especially because they want a striker as well. And that's kind of the issue when you're trying to go for multiple positions, attacking positions in the same window. You kind of have to kind of budget a little bit, because again, because they've still not got the striker yet, they don't know which striker they're going to get. They don't know how much striker is going to cost. They definitely want reinforcements in that striking position. So they're probably trying to buy Mbeumo for at least money as possible, considering they just spent 62 on Cunha. But yeah, Brentford are definitely drive hard bargains, bro. I remember obviously they were adamant that Tony was only going to go for 80 mil. And then even when he had a year left, I think they ended up selling him for 40, 45 to obviously the Saudi team. So yeah, man, they drive a hard bargain for sure. Man. But yeah, obviously just talking about Martinelli turning their attention, Al Nassr, turning their attention to Martinelli, because I don't think they can get Luis Diaz, who's 28. And yeah, obviously Javi Alonso are in agreement over the sale of our Brazilian forward Rodrigo, who's been linked with Arsenal, if a suitable offer is made for the 24-year-old. Obviously, that's from The Athletic. So yeah, that's pretty well renowned, man. So it's up to Arsenal to try and get that over the line for sure. Also, an issue when there is no European football, as that also impacts finances. Yeah, obviously talking about Manchester United. Yeah, for sure. And this is why I feel like, again, bro, like when you're talking about Man United in terms of what they need to do and how many players they need to buy, it's going to be very interesting to see how they obviously spread their budget across the team. Because again, you can argue, well, not even argue, they definitely need a new keeper. And Nana, like I said before, I seen a clip of him, I think last week, where he made, it was like 5 minutes worth of mistakes just when since Ruben Amorim's been the manager from like November to the end of the season. It was literally 5 minutes of him letting in goals he shouldn't have let in. So yeah, that's definitely an upgrade they need to make. And it's going to cost, if they want Emi Martinez, that's going to be what, 40 mil. They've been linked with obviously Costa from Porto. That's going to be 60 plus. So if they want a decent upgrade on him, they're going to be spending probably in the region of 40 million plus. So that's obviously another piece of money they need to get there. You look at the midfield options, Agate, Casemiro's going to be maybe out the door or on his last legs. Do you need someone else with Bruno as well, depending on what kind of formation you play? So that's definitely a position they probably could upgrade on and get someone in. But they're not really been linked with any midfielders as of yet. I know they were linked with, I think it was, is it Edison that plays for Atlanta? But I don't know if there's anything that's obviously concrete there. And then, yeah, the forward line is definitely something they need to revamp. If they're getting Mbeumo in, that's two quality players they've brought in Mbeumo and Cunha. But then the striker situation, I think it is dependent on Højlund getting a move away from Manchester United, whether it's on loan or maybe option to buy to a likes of, I think Inter Milan have been linked with him. So there's definitely a couple of options there for them to sell certain players, but you still think they're still a long way away. Remember, they finished 15th on the Ruben Amorim. He needs particular players to play his system. And again, even though it's a new season, and again, you're starting from afresh, he's got to make a good start. We've said it obviously with the likes of Korean, big him up, that he's given him 5 games for him to obviously make a real impact in the season. But again, with the 5 games they've got Chelsea in there, they've got Arsenal the first game, they've got, I think, Manchester City away from home the 4th game. So there's a lot of difficult games there, 3 big games in the first 5. If he doesn't probably get, Korean said he wants 10 out of 15, I think, or 10 out, he wants at least 9 or 10 points out of 15 for him to be comfortable in his job. Will they get that? I'm not too sure, if I'm being honest. So there's a lot of things to think about if we're being fair with Manchester United. But yeah, that is a good point, Dom, in terms of lack of European finances. I feel like they're probably taking a little bit of a gamble, similar to what West Ham did last year, where they're probably going to spend a significant amount more than probably even fans realized without the Champions League or European football, hoping they get back into it next year. But they have to probably get back into it because, again, because it's the start of a new PSR kind of 3-year period, they're probably relying on that Champions League money to kind of tie them over and obviously make it justify them spending 60 on one player, 60 on another player. If they get any kind of striker, even if it's Ollie Watkins, it's going to be 60 probably. Gyökeres is going to be 60. So you're potentially spending 180 mil on your front three, which is obviously necessary because they only got 44 goals last year in the Premier League, which is not a lot. It's not a lot at all considering Mbeumo got 20 on his own. So they definitely need to improve in that regards. But whether they've got the right manager, whether he's going to get enough time, these are all variables you've got to think about in terms of Manchester United's obviously standpoint. And again, some of the players that obviously you do rate, obviously you've got the likes of Lenny Euro there, who obviously can definitely improve. You've got Amad Diallo, who I think is a good player as well. But what's happening with the likes of Kobe Mainoo? What's he going to be doing? Obviously, not really been in favor with Ruben Amorim. He played him up front as a false 9. That didn't work, and then he's kind of been in and out of the team. Had a few injuries on and off the bench, but doesn't really get that kind of love that he did on the Ten Hag, where he's a star. And then all the kind of fuss that's made with Garnacho as well, with him obviously kicking off, wearing an Aston Villa shirt, doing all that kind of talking he did after the Europa League final, saying he felt disrespected, etc., etc. So there's a lot of mess to clean up, man. A lot of players they're going to get rid of. And for me, I don't know whether they can do it all in one window for sure. But it's definitely one to think about, definitely one to look at for sure. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I think Manchester United, again, definitely have to make sure that they buy the right players because it could be long. It could be long. Obviously, a tribute there on the Liverpool Echo about obviously forever our number 9. Good news about obviously, well, I say good news, but news that probably a lot of Liverpool fans will like in terms of the number 20 being immortalized, which is what the club said. Obviously, that's going to be the shirt that's going to be retired. So yeah, man, I think that's a nice fitting tribute for sure, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think Fabrizio just confirmed the Tomiyasu news. If I just get that up quickly. But yeah, big up everyone that's tuned in to me in this Friday morning, man. Hopefully you guys are having a good time, enjoying the stream in your Friday morning. Hopefully it's not a bad day at work for you guys. And then, yeah, you can enjoy the weekend for sure, man. Hopefully it's good weather again in the summertime and whatnot. But yeah. Let's have a look what Fabrizio Romano just tweeted out. Obviously talking about Tomiyasu leaves Arsenal with immediate effect. So that's him definitely gone, as his contract will be terminated on mutual consent. The Japanese defender will be back at the end of 2025 after suffering a new injury where his chapter at Arsenal is over. Available as a free agent soon. And he credits Hans Havertz. So, bro, this Hans Havertz guy is getting more exclusive than the main brothers, bro. Like, he's getting into top tier territory when Fabrizio's credited him. Obviously, David Ornstein credited him as well for the mascara news that he dropped as well firsthand. So yeah, man, Tomiyasu leaves, and we've obviously paid off his contract on mutual consent, and yeah, that's the end of his Arsenal career, man. That's the end of his Arsenal career. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that, man. And again, you would assume that Mascara is going to be his replacement, and then if we sell Zinchenko or whoever, it's going to be the replacement. Maybe Hato, sorry. That's a player that we've been linked with, Chelsea been linked with as well. So yeah, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that for sure. We'll see what happens with that before. But yeah, man, make sure you guys smash up the like button, man. It's been a sick stream. Big up everyone that's obviously contributed as well. It's been a wicked stream. And yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see if there's any developments this coming day. Obviously, there was news that Zubimendi was going to drop. The official news on Arsenal.com was going to drop yesterday, but again, because of the circumstances of Diego Jota, that was obviously postponed. So we'll see if they do it today or if they wait till next week. You know, Arsenal like to long out things. And yeah, Christian Norgard as well is another player that, again, we're going to have to wait and see whether he can obviously be announced sooner rather than later. And then we can go from there, people, because, again, time is ticking. Preseason is upon us, man. I am looking forward to seeing the preseason games. And again, for Arsenal, it's actually nice and refreshing. We're not in America for once, because normally the games are starting at 4:30 in the morning, 3:30, whatever. But in Singapore, it's going to be afternoon, man, 12:30. So in the afternoon, I think the kickoff games are. So that is definitely a nice change for sure. But yeah, man, big up everyone that's tuned in, obviously. Big up everyone that's subscribed to the channel. Big up everyone that's liked the video as well, man. Really helps the channel, obviously. And yeah, really appreciate you guys contributing towards the channel, man. So yeah, that's it from me, man. This has been a good stream. Big up everyone tuning in, of course. It's been a good stream, man. But yeah, I'm going to head off now, man. But peace and love to everyone in the chat. Big up Don, big up Carlos, big up Kurt, big up everyone that's obviously contributed, tuned in, said a comment and that. Really appreciate you guys. I'm going to obviously raid to Shane, who's just come on. So make sure you guys spam the chat, Shane raid, teach us a raid, all of that good stuff. But yeah, I'll catch you, man, at 2 o'clock for maybe an update for possible news. Who knows? But yeah, man, big up everyone that's tuned in, and I'll catch you, man, on the flip side. Peace and love, and I'll chat to you, man, soon.